Working as an airline reservation supervisor is a role that demands not only technical skills, but also psychological resilience and emotional intelligence. The daily interactions between supervisors and passengers often reveal intense psychological dynamics that most people wouldn't imagine unless they've been on the front lines themselves. When passengers contact airline reservation supervisors, they're often at their most stressed. Travel plans may have gone awry, flights could be delayed or canceled, and emotions are running high. Passengers are looking for someone to blame, and unfortunately, that someone is often the reservation supervisor. This psychological phenomenon, known as displaced frustration, occurs when individuals redirect their anger and anxiety onto a safer target, one who didn't create the problem but is accessible. For passengers, the reservation supervisor becomes the embodiment of the airline's policies, even though they have no power over those decisions. This can lead to aggressive behaviors where passengers, who might be calm and rational in other circumstances, lash out with harsh words or unreasonable demands. For instance, imagine a passenger who just found out that their flight was canceled due to weather conditions. Despite knowing deep down that the weather is beyond anyone's control, they might accuse the supervisor of incompetence, dishonesty, or even ruining their vacation. This is not just frustration, but a mix of panic, disappointment, and helplessness projected onto someone who has no control over the situation. The emotional toll on supervisors. Handling such interactions takes a significant emotional toll on reservation supervisors. Constant exposure to negative emotions can lead to stress, burnout, and even compassion fatigue. It's psychologically exhausting to remain calm, empathetic, and professional while being subjected to verbal abuse from passengers who see you as a faceless representative of a faceless corporation. Despite their best efforts, supervisors can only operate within the confines of airline policies. They may want to help more than they're allowed, which can create an internal conflict. This feeling of helplessness, combined with the external pressure from passengers, can be overwhelming. The irony is that supervisors often care deeply about resolving issues, but are limited by the rules and guidelines set by the airline. Over-the-top passenger behavior, a reality check. Passengers' behavior can sometimes be extreme. There are stories of passengers who have screamed, cried, or even threatened legal action over issues as minor as seat assignments. One supervisor recounted a situation where a passenger, unhappy with the seat they were given, demanded to be moved to first class without paying the difference. When told this wasn't possible, the passenger accused the supervisor of discrimination and vowed to ruin their career. These over-the-top reactions are not just isolated incidents, but a reflection of how stress can lead to irrational behavior. Another common situation is the passenger who insists on speaking to a higher authority, assuming that escalating the issue will change the outcome. However, this often leads to frustration on both sides, as the outcome remains the same, determined by airline policies, not by who they speak to. How passengers can get better results without disrespect. While it's easy to become overwhelmed by stress when travel plans go awry, there are more effective ways to interact with reservation supervisors. Passengers who approach the situation with a calm demeanor and a clear understanding of their needs are more likely to get the help they're seeking. Here are some tips. 1. Stay calm and polite. Supervisors are more willing to go the extra mile for passengers who treat them with respect. Remember that they're there to help, not to bear the brunt of your frustration. 2. Be clear and specific. Clearly state what you need or want. Instead of venting your anger, focus on finding a solution together. 3. Acknowledge their efforts. Recognize that the supervisor is doing their best within the limits of their authority. A simple "I appreciate your help" can go a long way in building rapport. 4. Ask about alternatives. If the supervisor can't meet your request, ask what other options are available. They may suggest solutions you haven't considered. 5. Know when to escalate. If you genuinely believe your issue needs further attention, ask politely for the next steps. Understand that escalation might not always result in a different outcome, but it ensures your concerns are heard at a higher level. The supervisor's limitations, a professional reality. It's crucial for passengers to understand that airline reservation supervisors are bound by the policies and procedures of the airline. They don't have the authority to bend rules or make exceptions beyond what the airline permits. When a supervisor says, "I'm sorry, I can't do that," it's not a refusal to help, but a statement of their professional limitations. Supervisors often have to refer customers to further escalations, such as customer service departments or managerial staff, when issues cannot be resolved within their scope of authority. This is not passing the buck, but ensuring that the problem is handled at the appropriate level. Conclusion. The role of an airline reservation supervisor is a challenging one, demanding both emotional strength and psychological insight. Passengers can make their travel experiences more positive by understanding the psychological dynamics at play and approaching interactions with respect and clarity. Remember, the person on the other end of the line is there to help within the limits of what they can do, and sometimes that means recognizing those limits and working within them. Thank you for watching.